Have you ever stopped to think about what the future holds for us? The feeling that something big is about to happen is more than just restlessness, it's a calling that many of us feel, but few understand. Imagine a world where the prophecies we've heard for so long finally become reality. It's a frightening thought, isn't it? The uncertainty, the fear of the unknown, and the sense that we're on the verge of something that could change everything. But what if I told you that by understanding these prophecies, you could not only prepare for what's coming but also find a path to hope and salvation? In this video, we're going to show the prophecies that are about to be fulfilled and discover how you can face this future with confidence and clarity. Together, let's turn fear into knowledge and uncertainty into strength. Before we dive into the video, I want to ask you to check if you're already subscribed to the channel. I've got a series of amazing videos coming up that will clear up all your questions about the prophecies. Don't miss the opportunity to stay updated and deepen your knowledge. 1. Prophecies and the Time of Tribulation. Let's imagine you're listening to a very old story, one that was told thousands of years ago. This story talks about a moment in the future that will be like a massive storm hitting the entire world. But this isn't a storm of water and wind, it's a storm of huge difficulties and problems. It will be a time so complicated that nothing like it has ever happened before. Imagine you're at school, and suddenly everything goes wrong. The toys are broken, your friends are fighting, and you can't find your pencils. Now, imagine that all this happens on a much bigger scale, with problems everywhere, and no one knows exactly what to do. That's what this ancient story describes, a time of great confusion and suffering. But here comes the good part, even in this storm, the story tells us that something amazing will happen. Many people who were asleep will wake up. This means they'll have a new chance to live in a better way. Some will have the chance to live forever, while others might face tough challenges. It's like after the storm, the sky opens up and everyone has a new opportunity to move forward. To make it clearer, imagine you're at school during a big storm. Everyone is scared and unsure of what to do. Then, suddenly, the sun starts to appear, and you see a rainbow in the sky. That rainbow is the promise that even after hard times, there's something beautiful and positive waiting for you. The ancient story teaches us that even when life gets really hard and it seems like there's no hope, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. It's like a reminder that when things get tough, we should keep believing and doing our best. In the end, we can find something good waiting for us.
The Antichrist is already among us. Are you prepared for what comes next? Many people are worried about what will happen in the apocalypse, but few truly understand the danger that the Antichrist represents. Prophecies are being fulfilled faster than we imagined, and chaos might be much closer than you think. Are you ready to face it? If you feel lost or afraid of what the future holds, now is the time to seek clarity. My ebook reveals everything you need to know about biblical prophecies and the role of the Antichrist in the end times. It's not just a read, it's a spiritual and mental survival guide for what's to come. Imagine seeing the world around you change while you are prepared, aware, and equipped with the right tools to avoid being deceived. The end may be inevitable, but how you respond to it is entirely up to you. Also, I want to remind you that I've left an ebook for you to download, talking exactly about this. Go to the link in the description and download yours now. I'll keep it available for 24 hours. The ebook link is in the comments. Don't wait until it's too late. Now is your chance to understand what's happening and act before the worst happens.
2. Increase in knowledge. The Bible predicts that in the last days, people's knowledge will increase greatly. If we look at the world today, we can see that this is truly happening. Technology is evolving at a pace faster than we ever imagined. For example, think about how smartphones have changed our lives. Not too long ago, people didn't have these devices, and now they are so common that it's hard to imagine a day without them. Similarly, we used to rely on paper maps to navigate, but now we have GPS systems on our phones that show us the way in real time. Nowadays, technology is advancing so quickly that even artificial intelligence, AI, can create videos and sounds that look and sound very real. This means it can be hard to tell what's true from what's fake. AI can even create voices and images that imitate people very accurately. These technological advances are changing the way we live and perceive the world. We are in a moment where knowledge and technology are growing rapidly and impressively, making what once seemed impossible now a reality. 3. Futurism and Ray Kurzweil's predictions. Ray Kurzweil is a well-known futurist for his predictions about technology. He has made several accurate forecasts in the past, such as the rise of smartphones and a computer defeating a human chess champion. Now, Kurzweil is making even more bold predictions for the future. Kurzweil believes that by 2045, humans will merge with artificial intelligence, creating something called the Singularity. This means that AI will become so advanced that it will surpass human intelligence. He envisions a future where we can enhance our brains using technology, like adding virtual neurons in the cloud to boost our mental abilities. He also predicts that by the end of the 2020s, it will be possible to create realistic simulations of people who have passed away, first as digital representations and later as living bodies. Additionally, he believes that in the near future, humans will be able to connect their brains to the cloud to amplify their cognitive abilities in impressive ways. Kurzweil also foresees that technology will enable us to achieve immortality by 2030, thanks to advancements in AI and biotechnology. He imagines a future where life will be more accessible and comfortable due to technology, with robots building large structures quickly and solar energy becoming cheaper. So, man, are you scared of the technological future? Is there something that gives you chills when you think about where technology is heading? Tell me, what's your biggest nightmare about all of this? And if you have any questions or curiosities, feel free to ask in the comments. Let's chat about it. 4. Technological advances and the future. Imagine you have a friend named Alex, an extraordinary inventor with a passion for turning technological dreams into reality. Alex has a vision of the future so vibrant it feels like something out of a science fiction story. Alex is working on an incredible project that will completely change the way we build things. He envisions a future where giant robots, like characters from a robot movie, take charge of constructing buildings and bridges. These robots are like a tireless team of workers, always ready to assemble structures with impeccable precision. Using massive 3D printers, these robots can create large buildings in much less time than any human construction team. Imagine a skyscraper being erected in weeks instead of months or even years. And the best part is that because these machines are so efficient, the cost of building these structures is reduced, making the construction of new cities and infrastructure much more affordable. Alex is also dreaming of a future where solar energy isn't just an alternative but the primary energy source. He's developing new technologies that will revolutionize the way we capture and use sunlight. Imagine solar panels so efficient that they can generate enough energy to power your entire house and still provide extra power for your community. These panels would be made of advanced materials that capture even the smallest rays of sunlight, ensuring that no light is wasted. And with technology advancing, the installation of these panels becomes much simpler and cheaper, allowing almost everyone to benefit from this clean and renewable source of energy. In addition to his innovations in construction and energy, Alex is excited about the future of entertainment. He's creating new forms of technology that allow for total immersion in games and movies. Imagine putting on a device and suddenly feeling the emotions and sensations of the characters as if you were inside the story. If you're playing an adventure game, you not only see the world around you but also feel the texture of surfaces and even the wind on your face. This kind of technology would make entertainment experiences much more realistic and exciting, allowing you to share these sensations with friends and family, even if they're miles away. Alex sees a future where all these innovations make life easier and more exciting. The inventions he's developing have the power to transform our daily lives, making large-scale construction faster and cheaper, energy cleaner and more accessible, and entertainment much more immersive. As technology advances, Alex's dreams are becoming reality, and the future he envisions is quickly approaching. 5. Predictions about the singularity and technological advances. Ray Kurzweil, a well-known futurist, is famous for his predictions about how technology will transform our lives. In his new book, The Singularity is Nearer, Kurzweil makes bold forecasts about the future of technology and artificial intelligence, AI. He believes that by 2045, technology will advance to the point where humans will merge with AI, creating a new form of existence known as the singularity. Kurzweil predicts that in this future, AI will become so advanced that it will enable humans to become immortal. This will happen through the fusion of technology with the human body, using nanobots and other innovations to expand our mental and physical capacities. Imagine tiny devices that can be implanted in our brains to enhance our memory, reasoning, and cognitive abilities, transforming the way we think and interact with the world. Another notable prediction from Kurzweil is the possibility of resurrecting deceased people using AI. He suggests that by the late 2020s, it will be possible to create digital simulations so realistic of deceased individuals that they will appear alive again. These simulations could eventually become so advanced that we could even recreate physical bodies based on these digital models. Kurzweil also foresees that in the future, we will be able to connect our brains directly to the cloud, greatly expanding our intellectual capacities in remarkable ways. This will allow for a deep integration between the human mind and technology, turning AI from a mere competitor into an extension of ourselves. Another aspect of his predictions is the idea of achieving immortality by 2030. Kurzweil believes that with advancements in AI and biotechnology, we will reach a point where medical treatments and drugs will extend human life at a rate faster than aging. This will be possible through accelerated clinical trials conducted by AI-based biological simulators, leading to groundbreaking discoveries in longevity treatments. Additionally, Kurzweil predicts that technology will make life more accessible and convenient. Robots will be able to quickly construct structures with the help of 3D printers, reducing construction costs. Advances in solar energy and mining will also make resources cheaper and more widely available. Kurzweil envisions a future where technology not only improves our lives in practical ways but also redefines what it means to be human, expanding our limits and possibilities in ways that seem impossible today. 6. Integration of artificial intelligence with surveillance systems. The integration of artificial intelligence, AI, with surveillance systems is creating an unprecedented level of control and monitoring. Today, we are surrounded by security cameras almost everywhere, on streets, in workplaces, and even in public spaces. These systems can capture and analyze vast amounts of data in real time. With advances in AI, these systems are becoming increasingly sophisticated. They can identify behavioral patterns, detect anomalies, and even predict actions based on what they are monitoring. For example, if a person acts unusually, such as showing signs of nervousness, these systems can flag that person as a potential risk. Facial recognition technology, which can identify individuals in crowds, is one of the most powerful tools in the arsenal of modern surveillance systems. This technology allows authorities to track and identify people with great precision, monitoring their movements and activities. Autonomous drones also play a crucial role. They can patrol vast areas without human intervention, collecting high-resolution images and data. These drones can continuously surveil large areas, providing detailed, real-time views of what is happening on the ground. The combination of AI and surveillance has significant implications. On one hand, it offers an unprecedented ability to maintain public safety and prevent crime. However, it also raises concerns about privacy and personal freedom. The possibility of such detailed control over individuals and their activities is a topic of debate, especially when considering the potential for abuse and violations of human rights. This evolution in surveillance technology is bringing important questions to the forefront about the balance between security and privacy, and how societies will handle the growing capacity for monitoring enabled by AI. 7. The Great Tribulation and the Time of Suffering. Imagine a scenario of a colossal storm, where dark, heavy clouds cover the sky and lightning strikes across the horizon. This is one way to visualize the Great Tribulation, a period described in the Bible as a time of suffering and calamity unlike any other. You can think of the Great Tribulation as a massive wave of disasters and challenges that will engulf the world. Jesus spoke about it in Matthew chapter 24 verse 22, saying that unless those days were shortened, no one would survive. It's like being in a game where the difficulty keeps increasing to the point where it seems impossible to win without special help. During the Great Tribulation, the Bible describes a series of terrifying events. Picture a huge battlefield, but instead of soldiers fighting, it's natural and supernatural forces causing chaos. In Revelation chapter 9, for example, there's mention of strange creatures, like locusts with the ability to torment people. These creatures are like a horde of monsters straight from hell, bringing immense pain and suffering. Additionally, the book of Revelation describes angels tasked with carrying out divine judgments on earth. One of them, for instance, is prepared to eliminate a third of the world's population. It's an apocalyptic scene, where the pain and destruction are so great that people feel as if they're in the throes of childbirth, giving birth to a dark new chapter in history. But even in this grim scenario, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The Bible promises that despite all the suffering, there will be a group of people who will be saved. This time is described as one of great hardship, but also a period when God's justice and sovereignty will finally be revealed. The Great Tribulation, with all its intensity and challenges, is a reminder that even in the hardest moments, there is hope and a greater purpose. And just like a storm eventually passes and gives way to a clear sky, the Bible teaches that there will be resolution and a new beginning after these catastrophic events. Let's move on to the next topic, but before we do, I noticed you haven't liked this video yet. That's super important for YouTube to keep promoting our content so we can continue helping you. So go ahead and hit that like button, it's free. Thanks. Now, let's continue. 8. Control and surveillance in the future. As technology advances, we are entering an era where control and surveillance are becoming more integrated and powerful than ever before. Facial recognition technology, for instance, is one of the most remarkable tools in this progress. Imagine a network of cameras spread throughout a city that can identify you just by your appearance, even in a crowd. This system can compare your face to a database and instantly identify you. Beyond facial recognition, modern surveillance systems are equipped with artificial intelligence, AI, allowing for much more detailed, real-time analysis. AI can process large volumes of video data to detect suspicious behavior and unusual patterns. For example, if someone begins to act differently from their usual behavior, AI can flag it as a potential risk, alerting authorities for further investigation. Autonomous drones are another significant innovation in the field of surveillance. These drones can fly over vast areas, collecting images and data without the need for a human pilot. They can patrol cities, industrial zones, and even borders, providing continuous, detailed monitoring. Equipped with high-resolution cameras and advanced sensors, these drones can track activities in real time and instantly send information to authorities. The integration of these technologies creates a scenario where surveillance is more comprehensive and detailed. However, it also raises concerns about privacy and control. The ability to monitor and analyze individuals in real time can result in significant intrusion into personal lives. Technology now enables governments and other entities to track movements, behavior patterns, and even emotions, sparking debates about how far surveillance should go to ensure security. Moreover, combining AI with surveillance systems could lead to stricter and possibly abusive control. The data collected could be used to monitor and restrict personal freedoms, making it essential to discuss and implement regulations to protect privacy and individual rights. Mass surveillance, if not properly managed, could easily become a tool for authoritarian control, compromising the freedom and privacy of citizens. In summary, technological advances are transforming how surveillance is conducted, bringing both benefits for public safety and significant challenges for privacy and personal freedom. The future of surveillance will be shaped by our ability to balance the need for security with the protection of individual rights. 9. Prophecies and Future Events, an Apocalyptic Journey. Imagine a world where everything seems to be falling apart, where the future appears uncertain, and signs of crisis are increasingly evident. This is the scenario described by many biblical prophecies for the future, a period known as the Great Tribulation. Let's explore this idea through the story of Anna, a young woman living in a time of great crisis and transformation. The changing world. Anna always had big dreams for the future. As a child, she envisioned a world full of opportunities and prosperity. However, as she grew up, Anna began to notice that things around her were changing alarmingly. The world was undergoing a transformation she had never imagined. The ancient prophecies she had heard in her childhood were starting to come true in unsettling ways. Increasing natural disasters, the sky seemed heavier, and storms became more violent. Floods and droughts were becoming common, and earthquakes were destroying entire cities. Anna watched news reports showing natural disasters on a scale never before seen, and the feeling that something was about to happen became more palpable. Rising conflicts, violence and conflicts between nations and groups were increasing day by day. Wars were spreading across the globe, and the fear of a major global conflict was in the air. Anna observed the growing political and social instability, and the idea of a global conflict seemed less a possibility and more an imminent threat. The time of Great Tribulation. One of the most disturbing parts of the prophecies is the description of the Great Tribulation, a period of extreme suffering and desolation. Unprecedented suffering. Anna read that during this period, humanity would face unparalleled pain and suffering. The Bible describes a time of anguish and distress more intense than anything ever experienced. People around the world would be struggling against adversity, and hope would seem like a distant memory. Cataclysmic events. The prophecies speak of cataclysmic events, such as stars falling from the sky, the moon turning red, and the sun darkening. Anna imagined what these apocalyptic visions would be like and how the sky and the earth would seem to be in a state of complete chaos. Moral and social transformation. As the world went through these disasters and crises, Anna noticed a radical change in morality and values. Changing values. What was once considered right or wrong was rapidly transforming. Values and behaviors Anna had known since childhood were being challenged and replaced by new standards. The concept of right and wrong seemed increasingly relative, and society was adapting to new norms. Marginalization of traditional beliefs. Those who held traditional beliefs often found themselves isolated and marginalized. Anna saw a growing wave of intolerance towards those clinging to old values, and the pressure to conform to new standards was intense. Demonic forces and manifestation of evil. The prophecies also describe the manifestation of demonic and evil forces in more concrete terms. Visions of malevolent entities. Anna read about how, in the end times, demonic entities would become more visible and active. The descriptions of these creatures were so vivid and terrifying that they seemed almost tangible. The prophecies spoke of demons tormenting humanity, causing great suffering and despair. Terror and despair. The demonic manifestations would be accompanied by an atmosphere of terror and despair. Anna imagined what it would be like to live in a world where evil forces were freely causing suffering and chaos, and how this would affect people's psyche and spirituality. The nature's reaction. Nature would also be reacting violently to human actions and the chaos that had been established. Colossal storms and earthquakes. Anna imagined devastating storms and earthquakes that could alter entire landscapes. Nature, seemingly in response to human disorder, would react furiously, intensifying the sense of uncontrollable and imminent disasters. Collapse of the natural world. The idea that the natural world was on the brink of complete collapse was unsettling. Anna thought of a scenario where climate change and natural disasters not only caused immediate damage but also provoked a long-term collapse of the planet's structure. Hope and redemption. Despite the chaos and suffering, Anna found comfort in her beliefs and the hope that there would be a solution and a greater purpose. Promise of a new beginning. the prophecies spoke not only of destruction but also of a promise of renewal and redemption. Anna believed that, despite the trials, there would be a new beginning for humanity, where good would triumph over evil and justice would be restored. Maintaining faith, amidst all the challenges, Anna sought to maintain her faith and hope. She believed that, despite the horrors described in the prophecies, those who remained steadfast in their beliefs would find a greater purpose and the opportunity to be reborn into a new and better world. 10. The global proclamation of the gospel and the role of the three angels. The final topic addresses an important aspect of biblical prophecies, the global spread of the gospel and the crucial role of the three angels described in Revelation 14. This aspect of the prophecies is essential for understanding how the Christian message will be proclaimed to all nations before the end of times. Global proclamation of the gospel. According to the scriptures, one of the signs preceding the end times is the universal proclamation of the gospel. Jesus spoke about this in Matthew chapter 24 verse 14, saying that the gospel will be preached throughout the world as a testimony to all nations before the end comes. This concept is being realized in unprecedented ways due to modern communication technologies and globalization. Today, the Christian message is spreading rapidly through the internet, social media, television, and other media channels. Churches and missionary organizations are using these platforms to reach people in places that were previously inaccessible. Digitalization and global connectivity enable the gospel to reach every corner of the planet, making the dissemination of the Christian message more effective than ever before. The role of the three angels. In Revelation chapter 14 verse 6 to 12, the text describes the arrival of three angels with important messages for humanity during the final period. Each of these angels plays a specific role. The first angel proclaims the eternal gospel to all nations, peoples, languages, and tribes. He urges people to fear God and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment has come. This announcement is an urgent call to worship and reverence for God, emphasizing the importance of the message of salvation and preparation for the final judgment. The second angel announces the fall of Babylon, which represents a system of corruption and deceit that dominates the earth. This angel proclaims that Babylon has fallen because it made all nations drink the wine of God's wrath. The fall of Babylon symbolizes the defeat of the forces opposing God and divine justice, signaling the collapse of corrupt worldly systems. The third angel gives a severe warning against worshipping the beast and receiving its mark. He alerts about the eternal consequences of aligning with evil, highlighting the punishment that will come to those who choose to follow the beast instead of God. This warning serves as a final call for fidelity to God and rejection of the beast's deception. These messages from the three angels are seen as an essential part of God's plan to ensure that all of humanity has the opportunity to hear the truth before the end. They highlight the importance of the moral and spiritual choices each individual must make as the end times approach. So, have you heard about these angels before? Comment here about any experiences you've had with angels, or if you know of any. Your comment is important so I can help you better with the topic. Let's continue. How to face prophecies with confidence and clarity. Understand what the prophecies mean. To face prophecies with confidence, it's essential to fully understand their meaning. Here's a detailed guide. Read and study carefully. Primary source: start by reading the original texts containing the prophecies. In the case of the Bible, this might include books like Daniel and Revelation. It's important to read each verse in the context of the entire chapter and book. Often, the meaning of a prophecy isn't clear if you don't consider the historical, cultural, and literary context in which it was written. Commentaries and analysis: use biblical commentaries, which are books written by scholars who analyze and explain the scriptures. These can clarify words and expressions that are difficult to understand due to cultural and linguistic differences. Additionally, many commentaries offer analyses of the historical and theological context of the prophecies. Historical and cultural context: understand the environment in which the prophecy was written. For example, the prophecy of Daniel was written during the Babylonian captivity, and the political and social context of the time influences its interpretation. Investigate the lives of the prophets, the politics of the era, and social issues that might have impacted the content of the prophecies. Seek help from experts. Consultation with pastors and theologians. Talk to pastors and theologians specialized in biblical studies. They can offer deeper interpretations and answer specific questions. They often have years of experience and training that enable them to interpret complex passages. Study groups. Participating in Bible study groups can be very helpful. In a group, you can discuss and analyze prophecies with others who are interested. The exchange of ideas and different perspectives can help clarify points you might not understand on your own. Ask questions and research. Direct questions. If you encounter a passage of prophecy that you don't understand, ask about it directly. It can be useful to seek specific explanations about symbols, numbers, or figures of speech used in the prophecies. Additional research. Look for books, academic articles, and online resources that offer detailed analyses of the prophecy in question. Bible study sites and digital libraries can be good starting points. The goal is to gather a wide range of information to form a more complete understanding. Follow what the Bible teaches. Following biblical teachings helps you live according to divine principles and face challenges with firmness. Act according to biblical principles. Core values. The Bible teaches essential values such as love, compassion, justice, and integrity. Incorporating these values into your daily actions means being honest in your relationships, helping those in need, and treating others with respect and dignity. Practical examples. If you face a difficult decision, consult biblical principles for guidance. For example, if dealing with conflict, consider biblical guidance on forgiveness and reconciliation. Applying these principles can help resolve problems in a fair and balanced way. Prepare spiritually. Routine prayer and meditation. Establish a daily habit of prayer and meditation. Set aside time to connect with God, reflect on your concerns, and seek guidance. Prayer can bring comfort and clarity in times of uncertainty. Scripture reading. Establish a scripture reading plan that includes passages addressing your current concerns. Consistent reading helps reinforce faith and provides practical wisdom for daily life. Be a living example. Positively influence others, demonstrate biblical principles through your actions. For example, help your neighbors, be honest at work, and practice patience in your relationships. Your conduct can inspire others to follow a similar path. Share your experiences, talk about how faith and biblical teachings have impacted your life. Sharing your stories can offer encouragement and comfort to those going through similar difficulties. Thank you for watching until now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the upcoming content. See you in the next video.